All right, YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. What is going on? It is Boss Man Spencer, aka Isaiah, here from Ascent Sports, welcoming you back to another Steelers recap. This game we lost to the Bengals. This is Week 11. We lost to the Bengals, tied the series 1-1. So we split with the Bengals this year, which positive, I guess. But unfortunately, man, I I really did think for a second that I was going to be coming in here very very hyped, very happy, very excited because we just swept the Bengals, who just swept us last year and went to the Super Bowl, obviously. The offense was looking really good in the first half. And then, unfortunately, just kind of fell apart at the end. Same thing with the defense. The defense didn't really fall apart at the end. The beginning, it was kind of mid both ways. They made their plays. We got some interceptions. We got maybe 2 or 3 sacks. I don't remember, but we got a few sacks, but not as much as last time. But Samaje Perine just absolutely destroying our defense yet again. Backup running backs. When you're playing the Steelers and you're a backup running back, like if Madden, calling Madden out. Madden, if you want to make a realistic game, because you know that, what's it called? Face of the franchise, I think that's the game mode. Face of the franchise. If you want to have like a realistic scenario, right? If the player creates a running back and he's not number one on the depth chart, and like you want to have a cutscene moment, or like jump into the game, one random game, pick the Steelers game, because I swear to God, backup running backs are they're the greatest threat to world peace against us, man. They're just so good against us. And Samaje Perine, I think he had 3 touchdowns. Yeah, I know he at least had 2. But yeah, he had hella touchdowns. We couldn't stop him. Joe Mixon, he ended up leaving the game with an injury. We were doing all right at the beginning of that, but I don't know. I assume he would have gotten it going too. He's a starter, but we're the defense really it confuses me sometimes, man. But we know that Robert Spillane. He missed a pretty big tackle on Perine, and honestly, our whole second level, like once it got past the D line, like with Cameron Hayward and Watt and Highsmith, like once it got past the first level, the second and third, it was non-existent. Like you could see Minka getting blocked back there. You could just see everybody just blocked. It was bad. But they did create turnovers, and the second half I don't think was insane. I think the Bengals had 17 going into halftime, because it was 20-17 us at halftime, and so what is that? 10. What is that? 13 points. 13 points in the second half. I think that's 17 plus 13 is 30. Right. Something like that. But the defense, like, it didn't play horrible, but this is the highest paid defense. The highest paid defense. When sometimes I feel like you could have got that shit cheaper on Amazon, Like sometimes it doesn't feel like we have the highest paid defense, but that shouldn't really be the story. The story should be the thumbnail. The story, it shouldn't be all on the thumbnail picture and like the player I'm going to talk about in a second. It shouldn't all be on him, but the story needs to be about the offense. And there was for once again that first half, for a split second, man, like we were looking pretty good. You had Najee Harris. He heard the noise. Najee Harris definitely heard the noise, because he's been playing very well the past 2 weeks. Jaylen Warren, he leaves early with an injury, but Najee did his thing. He did, for the most part, he did his thing. There was obviously his first touchdown run was insane, and I was saying, now we need like a Bleacher Report or Sports Center play, like, from Najee, like some crazy thing that like it, leads to something big. That should have been it. It was a great play, a hurdle into the end zone. I think it was like a 20-yard touchdown. It was a great run. But now hindsight, we lost the game. But I was thinking when that happened, like, man, what a play! Like, Sports Center should be all over that. Like, if they want to post Najee, they want to post him when he's like getting hurdles for 1 yard, or like getting a stiff arm, but he only gained 2 yards. Like, if they want to post that, they have to post that hurdle touchdown. So that's what it is. Najee played good. George Pickens played pretty good for the most part. Obviously he got ejected at the end. I mean, frustrations, I guess. You can't really do that. So that wasn't good, but it didn't affect us in the slightest. It didn't affect us at all. We already lost the game. And he played pretty well. He caught a touchdown. He was wide open for another touchdown, which it just didn't did end up making the mark, whether it was a missed throw or because he tripped. I don't know. I don't want to have a stance on that one because I saw it was getting pretty well debated from the something I saw, like when the play first happened and like people were talking about it. It was both sides. Kenny should have hit him earlier. Pickens slipped, like he could have caught it. I don't know. I'm not taking a stance either way. We didn't get a touchdown on that play, but I think on that same drive they ended up connecting for the touchdown anyway. But there definitely was some missed throws. There was a lot of questionable play calling once again out of Matt Canada. Once again, Matt Canada, welcome back to the L Game column. You had a brief bye week last week against the Saints because we ended up winning the game. And honestly, I was just being nice. It's like Matt Canada's always an L game. We have a deep. We complete a deep pass to George Pickens. We come like really. I think Kenny's like farthest past completion so far in his career. Very deep pass to George Pickens, and then all of a sudden like we decided to do a fucking flea flicker, and then I think that was also the same drive. We did a flea flicker, and then on second and long we ended up running it for nothing, and then third down I think we got a penalty too, and then third down just horrible bad. Like didn't end up picking it up. Just We scheme ourselves out of some of this stuff. It seems like when the game slows down is when we get the worst. But when we're going fast, when we're not really, scripting plays and shit, like when we're going fast, it really seems like we're much better. So what does that say? You tell me what that says. But in my opinion, Matt Canada is pretty bad. Should be gone at the end of this year. If he's not gone at the end of this year, then I don't know what the hell we're doing. I don't know if we're really taking this thing seriously or not. But yeah, Matt Canada definitely needs to go. But I've been saying this for what is it? I think this is like my 10th video of the season because I missed a week. So this is like my 10th video of the season. For 10 videos, I've been telling you Matt Canada is horrible. But last season, probably for half of those too, I've been saying he was horrible. He's horrible. What do you want me to do? He's horrible. And speaking of he's horrible, I should not transition it. Wait a second. I should not transition it to like that. But, listen, man. We're, 4 or 5 games into the Kenny Pickett era right now, I think. Overall record-wise, I think games he plays fully because, the Tampa Bay game, I don't know what you want to say about that, but we did end up winning that game, but he didn't play like the whole second half or something like that. So if you want to count that one, sure, but games he has played were not very good. We only have 3 wins, so there wins, we haven't had many wins. I was saying that, and then like I saw the 3 on the screen, literally like, bro, we have 3 wins. Like I've never been in these waters before as a Steelers fan, man. This is insane. But Kenny Pickett, not having a good time so far in his career. But we're only 5 games in, 5, 6 games, 4 games, whatever you want to say. We're not that far into it. But just being honest, there hasn't been a what do I want? There hasn't been like a flash. There's been completed passes. There's been some long runs. The pass to Pickens, I'll call that a flash. But like, I don't know, man. And we can look at Justin Fields right now. I don't know how he looked last year for the Bears, and I know the Bears stunk, and we played them, and he looked pretty good against us. But like, maybe he could just take off next year. Kenny, maybe he could just take off next year. But so far, being honest, it's like it's not groundbreaking. Like it's not. We look damn near the same with Kenny than we did with Mitch, and we're plenty of time into it. Mitch only had what, like 3, 4. Mitch was benched, I think, by now. Versus like how many games Kenny's played. Like I think Kenny has played more games now than Mitch has started, like, that original run. So I don't know. The offense looked, I shouldn't say that. We looked at an all-time high in the first half. There was flashes, but then in the second half we just died, man. We just fucking died. I don't know. Like I don't know I don't know if it's Kenny, I don't know if it's Matt, I don't know if it's, our receivers. I don't know what the problem is, but Matt Canada, he's not calling good plays. And Kenny Pickett isn't making up for those good. Like he's not out-talenting the bad coaching. That sums it up. Just if you want to hear anything that I'm saying right now, Kenny Pickett his talent isn't overshadowing the bad coaching that's happening, which for a first-round pick, you kind of want that. But once again, it is early. We're sticking around. We're sticking with Kenny, regardless. Even if he does end up stinking, 4 years from now, if we realize that Kenny Pickett stunk, right now we're still gonna stick with him. That's just how the Steelers operate. That's what we're gonna do. But that's just my thoughts. Like I've said, I think Kenny has looked good at some points. I think there has been flashes of the good pass here, good pass there, but a lot of the times he's missing people. A lot of the times the throws aren't even the deep pass. Like, it was a great throw, don't get me wrong, like exactly where you want it to be. But if I am or not, I'm sorry, not the deep pass, but the touchdown to George Pickens. The touchdown on the throw was a little bit of a bad throw. You could see George Pickens having to really adjust to catch it. But it's whatever. That's nitpicking at that point. So it's whatever. Overall, I think Kenny has played once again pretty good, but it's not groundbreaking. It hasn't been groundbreaking. We're a 3-7 team though, so whatever you want to say about that. And then defensively, like I said earlier, we didn't look the greatest. We didn't look amazing, but there was flashes. And the offense, if the offense can just score, man, if the offense can just muster up the fucking points, man. I've been saying it all year. I've been saying it for 3 straight years now. If the offense could just score, just get in field goal range, do something. That's it. Just do something. Then maybe this game would have looked a little better. We only lost by a touchdown. We scored late, but the second half was awful to watch. The second half was terrible, man. So yeah, 3-7. That's what we're looking at now. Uncharted territories for me. I can't believe it. Maybe maybe we are a 3-7 team. We are technically, but maybe when you look at our roster, maybe we are. Maybe having the highest paid defense doesn't mean anything. Maybe having T.J. Watt, Minka, Devin Bush. Devin Bush, I thought he played okay today, by the way. But yeah, just maybe maybe having these players, it doesn't matter. Maybe having George Pickens doesn't matter. Having Deontay Johnson clearly doesn't matter because he didn't get much usage today. Having Chase Claypool, it didn't matter. We got rid of him. Having Juju, it didn't matter. We got rid of him. Maybe that's it. Maybe we suck at drafting. Maybe we suck at acquiring talent. Maybe the talent just isn't there. We can't find any talent on the offensive line, but that still stinks. Maybe Mike Tomlin isn't a very good coach. Maybe he's not. Maybe I'm not a very good fan. Maybe I'm not cheering hard enough. Maybe I don't care enough. Maybe that's why we're not winning. I don't know, man. But it's over. This season I think is over. We can still technically make the playoffs, but we're 3-7. There should no 3-7 team should be trying to figure out how to make the playoffs. They should be trying to figure out who they're going to draft and who they're going to sign in free agency and how they're going to do better next year. Thank God we don't play on Thanksgiving, but we do play the Colts. We play the Colts on Monday Night Football. And if there's anything like being a Steelers fan, it's beating the Colts. We've done that for game after game after game after game now. Even in 2020 when we were falling apart, when we were undefeated and then we took loss after loss, when we were falling apart, maybe we can get it going against the Colts because we always beat them. But maybe that streak can also come to an end, and everything I know as a Steelers fan can just be snapped like that. Because I would like to keep this win streak, but we're really bad right now. They're kind of hot. They're on a 2-game win streak, I think. Or no, I lied. They're not. They lost, but they did win 2 weeks ago, and they was pretty close against the Eagles. So maybe they'll try to dispatch of us quick. I don't know, man. This is so bad. We did get put on a graphic as well. If you were watching the game, if you saw, we were compared to teams from 1923. I don't even remember the name, but it was it was bad. It was not teams that you would recognize for the NFL. So that was pretty funny, but we're just terrible, man. We're terrible on offense. On defense, we're just all right sometimes. We play really good sometimes on defense, but for the most part, we're just all right. We make the same mistakes over and over again. We kill ourselves with penalties. We don't even have Boswell, so there's no. That's why we don't have Boswell. We don't have Boswell. We need Boswell. If Boswell was here, then maybe he could bring a spark to the team. That's what we should be trying to do. We should be trying to get Boswell back. So hopefully Boswell, he gets healthy. We were waiting on Remember, we were waiting on TJ. Once TJ comes back, and then we were waiting on Minka. Minka, he just had his appendix removed. Like once we get Minka back, we had Minka, and now once we get Boswell back, and if that doesn't work, then once Big Ben comes back, then I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do. I don't know. Matt Canada, end of the season, you should go. Kenny Pickett, as of now, you can stay, but you gotta play better. George Pickens, you're all right. You're pretty good. Deontay, we'll see about you, Deontay. Pat, we'll keep you. Cam Hayward played pretty well. The good players that, TJ, Cam, Minka, we'll keep them, but everybody else, I feel like at this point is I don't want to say disposable, but this we shouldn't be set. We shouldn't be a set team. If next year we had a completely different team and a completely different scheme and shit like that, it wouldn't surprise me, because we're 3-7, and that's what 3-7 teams do. They blow it up. So I think that's gonna do it for this video. Once again, I'm just not a very happy camper. I really thought this was gonna be a W. I really thought we were gonna sweep the Bengals, but oh fucking well. Why can Steelers fans be happy, man? Why can we be happy? So maybe next week we'll beat the Colts. If not, 3-8 it is. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy I think that's the only holiday around that time. So happy Thanksgiving to everybody next week. And we're not gonna win the Super Bowl. We still are competing with the Browns for last place in the North. So maybe we can at least do that. Maybe we can not get last place. I don't fucking know. But peace out. We stink.